Hello, beautiful Earth Angels. My name is Joanna, Joanna the Healer. Used to go by Joanna the Medium. Thank you so much. For those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. I hope you stay. I hope you like what you hear. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being part of Team Joanna. I love each and every single one of you. So this is a weekly pulse. I am a couple days late. The reasons are two reasons. I was really tired. I do a lot of healings right now, and it's a completely different way of working with energy. So it takes a lot more out of me than my regular sessions. And two, there was just a lot of energies that I was dealing with. There was some resistance, and it's just like I couldn't get myself to move into it. And I have heard few of you and other YouTubers say similar things. So I thought, okay, I don't feel so bad, because I treat our relationship seriously. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something, because I don't want to disappoint you. And there's a reason why I'm saying this, except I can't quite recognize who it's for. Maybe it's for me, maybe it's for you. So I'll let that kind of go there. Interesting. All right. So that's my reason for being a couple days late, if you are waiting for it. My intention is to help you shift your awareness. It's as simple as that. But I am not the one responsible for shifting your awareness. I can suggest a few things, information will flow, but at the end of the day, you are the manager of your own creation. You are the boss who decides what to do, and that means you are important. All right, so very different energy I'm feeling today. It's a combination of excitement, but also this underlying little bit of fear. And I can't quite place myself exactly where I stand. And it's really weird, because I'm not wanting to be in the fear, obviously, but I'm almost resisting the excitement. It's like, okay, well, that makes no sense to me. Why would I push away something that I am excited about? And I hear that's an interesting question. So, looks like we are excited, many of us, perhaps because of all the opportunities the world has to offer. And part of us is fearful of leaving the old behind. And we are in very transformative energies, frequencies, and as such, we are in a process of letting go or shedding our own skin. And I feel this energetically, it's almost like this tension. Now I understand the importance of the word resistance, which we are going to talk about. And I feel this certain tension, and this creates resistance. So I got a whole download of information how, let's talk about resistance in terms of not good or bad, but in terms of, as something to understand. Because resistance is good and resistance is bad. It all depends on what is the underlying intention. So if we are resisting something that's good, chances are we are afraid of it. That's maybe not a good thing. However, if we are training with weights, and we're trying to build muscle, we will build muscle and strength sheerly through resistance training. So resistance is an important part of life, and it shouldn't be ignored as such. Therefore, to understand resistance is more what we might want to focus on. So as I feel this energy, and I'm talking about it because you will too at some point, there will be a certain level of resistance towards something that you know nothing about, or is actually, you're expecting something good, but there is this almost an unfamiliar territory. You actually quite don't know how you feel. And that's a frustrating part, because if you don't know how you feel, then that's hard to make choices and decisions, because knowing how you feel is your foundation. Oh, interesting. Knowing how you feel is your foundation. That's a big one. We're cracking a nut here. So, feels like there might be some resistance going on in the next week or so. And this is for the week of April 13th. April, gosh, April already. I feel like we're hurdled. All the light workers are huddled together, huddled together, thank you. Because some things or someone has something important to say. I don't know who that something or someone is, but it's like we are all tuning in. Maybe that's a metaphor. We're all tuning in. And because of our own tuning in, we get a message. And each person who tunes in receives a similar message. And then you multiply that by millions of people. And then it begins to look almost like a call. Interesting. I feel there's a call that's being made. I feel like there's a call that's being made to all the light workers to really tune in or fine-tune tuning in. And it's like we're all on the same page, and every single one of us intuitively knows what to do, and we're just pulled in this. It's like we're following this inner trail. It's like this, we're following this energy. It's invisible, but we're following this energy. And all of this has to do with heightened awareness. I feel many light workers, light warriors, those who see and understand the idea of us being light. We're all light workers if we wanted to be. It's like we're all getting lined up on the same wavelength. It's really strange. It's like we're all coming up to a certain awareness, certain frequency. So that's a lot of energy being lifted up. And what I see next is really astonishing to me. It's when there is a sufficient number of people lifting that energy, it's like that carries Gaia to the next phase. That is remarkable vision. And I hear the words Ascension. Woo! I've got some powerful energies here with me. So, part of your resistance that you might be feeling is that heightened vibration. And it's not for any other reason than once you let go of what is and move with the flow, you're never coming back. It's not that you're going to float away. It's like I'm being asked to explain consciousness without having the ability to use words, because there aren't any for me to put it into a meaning. It's beyond my human awareness. This is so interesting, and it's happening live on top of it. It's a very powerful energy, and some of you will feel this. And some of the resistance is resisting the sheer power of this energy. It's like a wave of energy. It's really, I wish I could describe it. There's a lot of force in it, but at the same time, it's gentle. It's fierce, but I can trust it. It's almost like two dichotomies. It's a lot of getting used to. heightened perception feels that way. It's like, because I feel like I'm floating. Some of you may actually feel this, and if you do, maybe make some comments, because this is fascinating for me to watch. So, what does this have to do with us and Earth? Everything. We are being prepared for Mother Gaia to ascend. And as I'm saying this, I have a strange sensation in my skull, except it's not on top, it's, I think, from inside out. And I'm not sure what it's trying to do. So some of you will feel strange happenings on top of your head. It's pressure, but it's not a bad pressure. I feel like I am being worked on, but I'm not quite sure what for. There must be a good reason if I'm being worked on something. So I'm going to put this out there. I feel we are literally receiving a healing right now. I normally would not choose to say that, but I am trusting it. I'm trusting it. Those of you who are meant to feel this, you will feel it. It's a very strong, pleasant, but strong sensation. It feels like something is going through the top of my head. It's palatable, okay? And it's, okay. So if you're feeling this, just accept it. Great, I give a message and we're getting healing in the process. I've never done that before as Joanna, so that'll be interesting to see from some of your comments. So the message also is, as we get ready for this frequency, for this energy, there's a lot of healing that occurs. There's a lot of letting go. And I see sniffling noses. So some of you may have sniffling noses because you're crying or you are releasing a lot. And I feel that in particular the next couple of weeks, so until the end of April, it's kind of magnified. So what does that mean to me and you? It means that you may feel a whole bunch of things, and some of these things that you will be feeling will feel in fact very powerful. And because of its power, there will be a tendency to resist, except the tendency, it happens. It's like naturally happens. So don't necessarily think it's anything bad. Understand it. Go into it and ask, what am I resisting? What am I resisting, and why am I resisting it? Chances are quite high you will get an answer that it's just something you don't understand. So it's the fear of the unknown. But whatever this is that you're feeling, it's very powerful. I want to say it's very distinguishable. It has a certain feel to it. There's a certain elegance to it. It's way powerful than me, Joanna. But it has so much respect for me. There is an understanding that this frequency and I are in collaboration. I without it without me, there is no collaboration. There's a purpose within that collaboration, and it's to give and to receive. So as I receive information, I give to you, and in turn, your subconscious asks for more. So there is this development, there's this relationship being developed. Oh, this is so interesting. And I am the guy in the middle helping that happen. That's what a channel is. So this is a message for some of you channelers or channelers, psychically gifted. Thank you. You may get a lot of information flowing through in the next couple of weeks. Some of you, if this is you, I see you swimming in water. So if you are in a space where you can swim or have a swimming pool and you feel a lot of all that energy, you go swimming or do something physical. So for those of you who understand what I'm talking about, and you may not hear it right away, you may understand that in 2-3 weeks from now, or a month from now for that matter, ground this energy. The level of frequency you receive, you have to equally ground it so that it's physical and spiritual. It's like needing to spend a lot more energy focusing on grounding the next couple of weeks. Very, very important. I took up running. Now I know I love it, believe it or not. And that's something I never thought I would do. But hey, thoughts, like everything else, can change. Some of the more stubborn thoughts have changed in the last 3 or 4 weeks for me. So I'm sure for you as well. So independence. What comes up as an independence? The key word of independence. Being not too independent, not overly dependent. For some of you, this is about, again, that balance, that flow. I feel like we are getting ready. It's like we're getting ready to get on a plane, and this plane is going to take us to a place, except it's not a physical place. It's a place within, it's a place of recognition. Let's use that word. And there's power in that. There's a lot of truth in that. There's a lot of knowingness and awareness with that. There's a part of me, Joanna, that says, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so I'm going to have to listen to it and see. Hopefully it makes sense. They did say to me, you don't have to put it out if you're uncomfortable. So if you see this, then I just said, oh, okay, let's just see how it goes. Because this is a very different way for me doing my work. Very different. And there's a whole lot of trust going on. And I'm saying this to you because spirit beings are wanting to have that relationship with you. Remember, it's organized effort. And if you're meant to hear this, you will, it's like, you'll know, yeah, that's for me. That's for me. All right. I'll go through some cards just to kind of show you what I see. This is an important image for the next few weeks for us. And the message I get from this card, scream all you want, I choose not to hear you. So we are choosing not to listen as much to the voices in our head. Therefore, if our attention doesn't go there, it's naturally has to go somewhere else. It's like the mind has to fixate on something, right? If it's not fixating on the stories, then it's like it changes, it fixates on something else. So we are implementing thought change. Changes in our thoughts and changes in our perceptions. But that's what enlightenment is. So see this card and see what it means for you. But these noises don't bother me. They don't bother me. Normally, these noises would give us an anxiety, but we are learning how to tune them out. And what it is, it's a shift in relationship. If each of these thoughts in this vision had a relationship with you and you were it, because in order to be a part of something, there is a relationship. These thoughts would be in control of you. But because you are choosing not to pay attention, you are the one in control. So it is about learning how to control the energy flow, our energy flow. Essentially how to manipulate our energy. And we frequently go to places we don't want to go in our mind because these are like strings from the past that are pulling us, to act that way or to behave that way or to feel that way or to think that way. It's a pre-programmed set of script we go through very quickly in our heads that tells us this or that. So implementing new thought or new ideas about thought takes time and takes patience. It doesn't generally happen overnight unless there is usually some mitigating circumstances that I would rather not have, like near death or it could be some very spiritual awakenings that can absolutely shift one's perception literally instantly. But generally it's with work and dedication, okay? And because this is being shown to me, the message here is it's worth it's worth putting the extra effort to that over the next few weeks. Okay? If you are experiencing resistance, one of these voices will be resistance voice. I'm here to resist. Your job is to understand it. It's to hear it, to understand it, and maybe find a different solution. This is another card that came up, and I hear with this card, be ready to receive, be ready to receive, be ready to receive. And I literally feel like we are being made ready to receive. And part of that being ready is tuning out these loud voices. Meditation helps with that. I'm sure everybody knows. However you choose to meditate. Okay, so be ready to receive. For some of us, there is some fear around receiving, and that is it going to last? Is it going to last? Is it going to last? So there is a trust issue. Okay? All trust or lack of trust stems from some sort of a loss or somewhere there. Okay? Some of us may not be trusting that we are, in fact, receiving something good at the end of this. Maybe some of us want to be stuck in the poor me, but I don't believe if this is you, you will be listening to this channel for very long, because it's not the same frequency. So if you are here and you've been here for a while, you're not the poor me anymore. And that's a good thing. And you'll know who you are. So growth, acknowledging your growth is very important. Another message, a very similar that I get with this, I actually hear, peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Creating peace in your life often starts with acknowledging what is amok within, deep inside. Because at the end of the day, we are peace. And if we feel no peace, then something is blocking it. There's a lot of things going on right now that are blocking this peace. The biggest opponent being fear. Though again, don't think of fear as a bad thing. If you think of fear as someone to educate us, to help us become stronger, then we form a relationship with our fear, and we begin to look at fear differently. In which case, the fear loses its potency, so to speak, and we are not as fearful of it. The intensity of the fear shifts. Okay? So, to reframe that, if you can find a way to cultivate a relationship with your fear and think of it as something that is trying to help you, and this is the only way it knows how, and since it's trying to help you, it's trying to help you with something. So there is something that this fear represents in you that is actually helpful if you knew the bigger picture, if you chose to look at it that way. And that's because on the other side of fear is victory, success. And what separates the two is a wall. It's a shadow, right? What is wall? Why do walls exist? Usually to protect, to contain, to protect. It's to create boundaries, right? So when you start to understand fear as almost like you met somebody, and this somebody represents one of your biggest fears, but you know this person is here to help you go through it. You're less likely to want to kill it, kick it in the groin or somewhere else. destroy it, push it away, you're more likely to engage in it because you now see it as value. Whenever we see something as value, we generally don't want to throw it away, unless we do this thing called self-sabotage, where one part of us wants it and the other one does not believe it's our truth, so it pushes it away. So perhaps the message here is very logical, and that is, learn how to relate to your fear as if you were relating to something outside of you. Learn to have a relationship with your fear where you can communicate with it and it with you. And that way, creating a lot more possibilities for peace, because you're not in fight with what is. That's often when we will see the resistance to minimize or completely go away. To understand your fear is to know who you are, and you are here for that reason, to know you. So don't think of resistance as neither good or bad. Don't think of fear as neither good or bad. Think of all those things as a way of the world communicating with you and you with it. It's basically a form of language that tells you what's going on. I like this description because it gives it something tangible, and when the mind can conceive of things in a tangible way, objectified way, it's easier to adopt it. It's just like it has an easier time managing it, understanding it. Okay, very interesting. What are we to not do? Well, we definitely don't want to be holding on to energy. So this would resemble 8, I feel, of wands. That's how I see it. But it kind of showed up this way, and sometimes I see them as reversed because it's shown to me in a reverse position. Chances are that some of this will creep up. So some old things might come up for a second. It's like, oh, I thought I dealt with it. But then you just let the feeling go through you. Generally, it'll be a fearful thing. And before you know it, it's gone. And I mean, look, we have a butterfly for the air element. It is about transforming our thoughts, transforming our understanding, transforming our minds, how we think, what we believe, thus changing and shifting perception, thus shifting how we vibrate, thus elevating our vibration. I've never seen it explained to me that way like I did at the beginning of this video. That's really, really interesting that we're getting ready to help Gaia shift. That's really interesting. The coyote, when it shows up, so coyote is a trickster, right? It's trying to trick, the coyote tries to trick you away from what's important to him. What I got with this is that don't get stuck in your old mind playing games with you. I should have done this. I told you I should have done that. You shouldn't have done this. Going back, and it's like regurgitating. You know, when a cow brings up its food and does it all over again. Not very pleasant. I don't know. I wouldn't. Point mate. Exactly. It's not very pleasant. Notice it. Notice that's happening. If you for a moment step into, oh my, poor me, just go, oh, here it is. Here's that part of me. Okay. All right. Just recognize it. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't berate yourself. Don't all of a sudden assume, oh my God, something bad has happened. No, it's just you've tapped into your habit, and we are in a process of releasing a habit of being ourselves. And I don't mean the good parts. I mean the parts that had us weighed down. Okay? So, with that said, I think that's all I have for us. I hope this was helpful. If this was helpful, please comment down below. Like I said, it's a very different energy. Very, very different. For those of you who are sensitives, chances are quite high that you will pick it up. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely, it's just so beautiful. There's so much respect for me. And it feels very separate from me. It's, wow, it's pretty interesting. All right, I wish you best of luck. I look forward to see you soon. If you would like a session with me, of course, that information is down below. And if you're listening to this on Easter Monday, happy Easter to you. Okay, guys, bye. Take care.